Hello everyone and welcome to Quarter Quash number 2. It's a 50th day anniversary. Well, I think anniversaries are just for years. I don't know what you call it for days though. Anyway, we got 5 replies to my post, so let's begin. Starting with number 1, the comment from MJN Cetra, and they say, "Forgive me for this, but give making music a shot. You don't need to finish a track or implement it, but toy around in a DAW or beatbox and just get a feel for it all." Now, I don't know what DAW is, and they luckily said I don't have to implement music into the game yet, because I want to satisfy your eyes first and your fingers before I satisfy your ears in the game. So, I won't be implementing music right now, but I did give it a try, and I would like to show you the music track that I made, which I think is very good. So here I am in beatbox, and I'm just going to play this. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but anyway, that's what I made in beatbox. It was a bit of a test. It was quite fun actually, but I'm not going to be using it in the game right now. Anyway, the second comment and the first one, which actually relates to the game in its current state, although I did enjoy the music quite a bit and I will be using beatbox or a program like that in the future. The first one is from Danya Titilenko, which was actually the first one I did. It was called a box cutter enemy. Now this was quite open-ended, but you know what cuts boxes? Spikes. So the first thing I added was the simple spike, and if you walk into it, you die. Now, that's not very exciting, and it doesn't exactly fulfill the request, because what they wanted was an enemy. So you know what I added next? Well, obviously it was the cutter. Yep, it's here. The cutter. Basically, it's a rolling thing that rolls around. You can jump on the platform that the spikes are situated on, but you can't touch the spikes themselves. It's essentially moving spikes, and it's a cool enemy design, I think. And it's fun platforming as well, because it's hard to jump over the big spike in the middle. You have to perform 2 jumps over it. Technically 4 in total to get over this. Actually, no, it's only 3. Anyway, I think this cutter is really cool. And I made a whole hazards tile map for this. Also, you may notice that over here, I've got these warning sign stuff over here on the edges. I think that looks cool. And down here, I've added a void tile so you can actually die by falling down now. Anyway, that was all for the stuff I added for Daniel's ones, because I feel like adding the hazards, the cutter, the spikes, the warning signs on the edge has fulfilled the request. Also, you may notice what I'm walking on right now, the one with the socket and the cool looking tiles. We'll get to that. The next request was from Purple Guy 6F7E, and it was a basket you can use to hide from the laundryman who needs to be killed 3 times with the firebox, drowning, or drag arm. I interpreted that in a quite metaphorical way. So basically, I interpreted the basket as not only being able to hide from the laundryman, but anyone, from any enemy and from any hazard. So that's what I did when implementing the basket. And for the laundryman itself, I do not think I'm ready to implement something as complicated as the laundryman, for they cannot be a simple enemy, but a boss. And a boss will have to wait until day 64. But the boss will be the laundryman. It will happen. And killing it 3 times is basically the phase system of bosses, so it does make sense. Anyway, we'll get to the boss when we get to it, but let's look at the basket now. So over there, past the cutter and the flooring, is the basket. You can carry it like a normal box, and there's a new key. It's Q. When you press Q, it's ability key. Unlike Interact, it performs a unique ability for some of the things you can pick up. The basket is the first one of these. When you press Q, you enter into the basket, and you can see eyes peeking out of the basket animation there, which is, I think, is a cool touch. Anyway, once you press Q, you enter into the basket, and then you enter out at the top, which is where you would exit the basket. So if I was to, like, enter the basket before the spikes hit me, then they would just bounce off me harmlessly. I'd be safe, just as the request asked. And if I jumped in the air onto the spike, well, then it would have the same result. Actually, let's try this on the stationary spike. It might be easier. Yep, you see? Everything's working. It actually works. That's nice. I haven't tested it out yet. Anyway, I hope you're happy, purple guy. I'm sorry I didn't get to implement the laundry man, but when on day 64, I definitely will make the boss the laundry man. And I hope you like the basket. I think it's a really cool addition, and it can be used for lots of puzzles and stuff. Anyway, on to the next thing. The third request, and actually the first one to be posted at all, is from Yellow Dragon 53. Yellow Dragon 53, you were locked in when you were commenting on this post. You got there like 10 minutes after I posted the post, and it was actually the only comment I saw before I went to sleep. So I got to spend all night thinking about how I would implement it. So it said, toy frog box. It has a long tongue and can stick to walls. You can use as a bridge. With the tongue, you can also pull up items. You need to charge the box before that. Put the box in a charger placeholder, but be careful. When you put it to charge, a frog box with red eyes will activate. This will jump towards you. The box frog will be fully charged when the eyes turn blue, and the enemy frog box will break. So, this was a very interesting one. First of all, I'm just going to say I didn't manage to implement the toy frog box. However, I did manage to implement everything else, and I will implement the frog box when I get to Zone 2, which I plan to be a garden zone. So, let's get into it. Everyone say hello to your new nightmare, Simple Steve, probably the most annoying enemy I ever will add to the game. Basically, it hops up and down, and it moves around, and if you're under it when it lands, you'll die. So basically, your goal is to not be under it when it lands. Also, you can touch the top of it fine. You'll slide off, of course, because it's a sloped enemy. You just can't touch the bottom or you'll die. I think this enemy is a really cool idea. And it's the frog with red eyes. And it's going to be really annoying. And when a game makes you feel something, especially rage, it's always cool to see. But that's not all for Yellow Dragon 53's request. He also requested something to charge things with. So I have something very special to show you. So here we are, and you may be wondering, what are we looking at here? Well, first of all, I would like to point out this generator over here. It's a light bulb, and it has a socket as well. And the wire's going behind it for some reason, so let me quickly fix that. Anyway, as I was saying, the generator can provide unlimited power to anything, and in this case, it's providing power through a wire into the electric tiles, which produces electricity out of it. As you could imagine, this electricity will kill you if you touch it. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, so the electric tiles. So you may wonder how this works. Well, basically, the wire connects to this socket, and then it provides energy to the electric tile to the right of it, which provides energy to the electric tile to the right of it, and so on. And something cool I've noticed, I don't know if this isn't intentional, by the way. So if I jump down... Oh, it's not working. Well, sometimes when I jump down, like I'm here, and I don't die until I move. I don't know why that happens. I guess it's just how the world works. Anyway, but that's not all. That's not all. I have something even bigger to show you. What is that over there? Is that a new box type? Yes, it is. The battery box. Recognizable by its lightning bolt on the front. Why is it behind the player? Okay, let me fix that. Anyway, as I was saying, this is a battery box. The battery box can charge up from electricity. Oh, what? Anyway, as I was saying, the battery box charges up from electricity. So, if I were to throw it onto electricity... Okay, the generator's in the way. Okay, I died from the spike. Okay, let's... Okay. Play the static here. Okay, everyone, I found the problem, and I am confident that it will work this time. And I throw it on, and yep, you can see it's charging up with orange liquid. I mean, I think batteries have liquid in them. Anyway, so now it's charged up. You may be wondering, what can the battery do? Well, for this, we're gonna need another intermission, so please stand by. So, here we are, back in the game. And you can see a gate, which isn't new. But you can see this, a battery dock, which is new. And let me explain what it does. So you can see it's connecting via wire to a gate, but the gate isn't open. So, first of all, let's charge up this battery box. And let's bring it over here onto the battery dock. And... okay. Well, you know what? Things may not be working perfectly, but you can see that the battery box's power did drain, which is the main thing we are trying to achieve here. And of course, day 51 is going to have a thumbnail with bugs on it, and of course, their whole episode will be about me squashing these little bugs. Anyway, I hope Yellow Dragon 53, you are happy with what I have done to try and fulfill your quest. I will get the frog box into the game as soon as possible, as soon as I start working on Zone 2, which, now that I think about it, isn't going to be that soon. I'll try my best. Anyway, everyone, I'm a fool. It turns out all I had to do was add something to the inspector, and it would work. Well, here you can see the battery draining and the gate closing again, so it works now. Okay, anyway, this is really anyway. Okay, next one. The next request is from I Like Little Shadow Ant, and it's actually the last one. I can't believe we're almost done already. It seems like we haven't actually done that much features, although this has been the biggest day for content so far. Anyway, I Like Little Shadow Ant says that they want the protector dummy from Dead Cells, and as they have been commenting about Dead Cells to me for a while now, it kind of makes sense they would want this. Anyway, to continue on, instead it's a protector box, and it puts a shield around the enemy name. And you need to get rid of the box by either pushing it on something or throwing it in a pit of lava. So here we are in the game, and you can see the training dummy called Sack over on the other side. So right now its force field is non-existent. We can walk through it like nothing's there. But if we throw this battery onto electricity, and then we put the battery box on the battery dock... Oh wait, I'll be right back. We're back, and it's fixed. It's fixed. Everything's fine. Just ignore the fact that the battery box doesn't fully charge, and it's fine. Okay, so let me throw this on here. You can see the force field does start up, and we can no longer move through it, which is amazing. I think it's really cool how it works. And that's basically all the features that I've added in the quarter quash. If you guys have any complaints, suggestions, ideas, please feel free to let me know. The quarter quash may be over, but there'll be another one within 25 days, and we'll get back to you on day 51 with some bug fixes. And after a long day of working, I don't know, I just feel like relaxing. Bye.